What's up, design family, and welcome back to another episode of FittDesign TV. So glad to have you back on the channel. On today's episode, we have another sizing grading tutorial. Today, we'll be looking at ladies' sports bras. As I mentioned, in sportswear, there are a ton of key items. For men, we have our performance t-shirts, we have our long sleeves, we have our joggers, we have our shorts. For ladies, we have our leggings, and ultimately we have our sports bras. So how do you fit a sports bra, and how do those measurements grade or change across different sizes? So if you have a small, how does the chest width measurement go from small to medium? Well, that's exactly what we're going to be discussing in today's video. If you've been interested in this topic, this is going to be the most informative, concise video that we can offer. Hey guys, and welcome to FittDesign TV. So glad to have you here. On this channel, we discuss all things sports fashion, graphic design, manufacturing, and technology. We'll discuss key topics, answer pressing questions, and provide actionable steps on starting your own product line. If you're interested in any of the above topics, stick around. You're in for a good one. In order to understand how sizes grade across the pattern of the sports bra, we'll look at what are some of the key sizing or points of measurements that we need to consider. For a sports bra, we have quite a specific set that's quite different than what you're used to on a jogger, on a performance tee, or on any other item that isn't a sports bra. So this is quite specific. Listen up. When it comes to sports bra, we'll look at our vertical measurements and our horizontal measurements. When it comes to our vertical measurements, we definitely have our highest point shoulder. We've done another video that covers how to measure out specific points of measurements for sports bras, but we'll touch on it briefly. For the HPS, or the highest point shoulder, we're going from the top of the shoulder all the way to the bottom of the waistband, and that will represent our HPS measurement. When it comes to vertical, we also have our perpendicular armhole width. So imagine you have a horizontal line grid that's going across. We'll take out our horizontal line grid from the drop of the armhole, so basically where the armhole begins at the corner to where the armpit begins. And we'll go for a perpendicular length, drawing out our vertical line going down. That is our perpendicular armhole width. So on this size small, we approximately have 7.5 inches, which is quite in line. Most sports bras you'll see hover between 7.25 to 7.75 depending on the fit. Next, we'll look at our horizontal measurements. Our horizontal measurements are quite easy. We have our half chest width, which is usually measured from armpit to armpit. On this size small, we have a 15-inch armpit to armpit measurement. Next, we'll look at our bottom width. So our bottom width is measured at the bottom of the waistband from edge to edge. And in this case, we have a 12.75-inch measurement. Just to clarify, this is actually a size medium, not a size small. I apologize. So, how do those measurements grade? Well, we'll look first at our vertical measurements. Our HPS measurement for a size medium is 12.5 approximately, which is quite in line with a sports bra that fits right under the bust line. So it's not lengthened, it's not a crop style, it's not a bralette, it's quite a kind of standard bra fit. 12.5 on a size medium will grade upwards of around 0.5 inches to a size large. So if you have 12.5 on a size medium, you're going to be looking at around 13 inches on a size large. You're going to size XL, you can add another 0.5 inches. Again, that measurement typically hovers between 0.25 to 0.5. Sometimes you'll notice it's around 0.4. We like to round up, and usually at the extreme ends of the spectrum, so if on a size extra small, we'll go down 0.25, and in a size double XL, we'll go up 0.25. And we'll try to keep the larger jumps for the more standardized sizing sets, which are small, medium, large, extra large. That's our HPS measurement. We're going from size to size by 0.5 inches. When it comes to our perpendicular armhole depth, here we're looking at a 7.5 perpendicular armhole depth. This is for a size medium. If we're going for a size large, we're typically going to be, again, increasing around 0.25 inches. There's a smaller length to play with here, so do bear in mind that that measurement might be a little bit smaller. So if we're going for 0.5 on our HPS, the full length, For our perpendicular, we're going around 0.25 to 0.35, but we'll keep it consistent at 0.25. So size medium is 7.5. We're going up to 7.75 on a size large, 8-inch on a size extra large. And then when it comes to a size small, we're going down 0.25 and then XS going down 0.25. That is our perpendicular armhole length. Next, we'll look at our horizontal measurements. So one of the main measurements that you'll see is going to be your half chest width measurement. On this side, we already measured that it's 15 inches across. So we're looking more at around 14.5 actually in this case, when laid perfectly flat out. So very important to make sure that you have a flat plane to work on. You need to make sure that your measurements are 100% on point and that they're not being affected by the slope or by excess fabric hanging out or just by an inconsistent way of measuring. Stay consistent and make sure you keep your measurements on point. So we had 14.5 for a size medium. Well, how do we grade up to a size large and how do we grade down? With a chest, this is typically going to be your most extreme chest change or your measurement change. Think about bra sizes, how they increase. In order to be able to accommodate different sized women, you need to make sure that you're grading appropriately. When it comes to our half width on the chest, we're usually increasing by around 1.25 to 1.5, depending on the original fit. So if we have a size medium, we want to go up to size large, we're going 14.5 and then we're adding around 1.25 to get to 14.5 plus 1.25, 15.75. And then from a size large to size extra large, we're going 15.75. We're going to around 17, could be around 16.75. So we're going around 1 inch at that point because we're nearing the extremities. But when we're going size small, medium, large, extra large, you're usually hovering between 1.25 and 1.5, depending on the fit. So if we have 14.5 here for a size medium, maybe a size small is going to be around 13. That's pretty much in line with what we're used to. Next, our bottom half width. Our bottom half width will pretty much follow the same grade rules as your chest half width, except instead of it being between 1.25 and 1.5, we're looking at it being between 1 inch and 1.25 inches. So in this case, for a size medium, we have a 12.5 inch bottom half width. We're going to grade up for a size large at around 13.5. Think about why that is. When it comes to your bust size, going from measurement from size to size, you're going to need more of an increase to accommodate for that more dramatic change. But our waist width or like our upper rib cage widths don't really change that dramatically between size to size. So that's why we're accounting for a bit of a smaller increase. Going from 12.5, we'll go down to 11.5 for a size small. And then we want to go up from a size medium to a size large. We're going 12.5 and then we're going to 13.5. So on and so forth. Next, we'll look at our collar half width. That's one of the last things that we need to consider, and it's quite important to maintain because when you scale up a pattern, do bear in mind that all of your main points are moving. So if you increase the chest half width, typically what happens is you move these out and down as your HPS moves up and then as your bottom half width increases. So everything works in unison. That's why it's very tough to just increase the chest half width and then not increase the perpendicular armhole length. You also need to make sure that you're balancing out your measurements. That's why grading is so important, and we're trying to make it simple for you here. When it comes to our collar half width, we're measuring from outer seam to outer seam. So this is what's known as the outer collar half width, and we're going around 10.5. Our collar half width pretty much changes as per what you'd expect it to. 0.25 between sizes. So if this is a size medium, we're going 10.25. We're going to be increasing to 10.5 for a size large, and then we're going to be decreasing to around 9.75 for a size small. You could decrease it to 0.5 if you're going for more of an extreme change and you have a different style of neckline, but for something more standard like this, 0.25 will suffice. Again, this is on a case-by-case basis, but we want to give you guys sort of an overview of what you can expect. If you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed this series, please consider smashing a thumbs up. Really does help us a lot and it lets us know that you guys enjoy these videos and you want to see more of them. Let us know what type of product you want to see next when it comes to a sizing tutorial, and we'll do our best to get that content out for you. Thank you guys so much as always for tuning into FittDesign TV. Until next time, stay awesome.